Welcome to this Mangold tutorial about adjusting the timing of recorded multimedia files in Interact. By default, the timer for each multimedia file starts at 00. Usually this is perfect, but sometimes the need to adjust the timing arises. When comparing behavior based on the real daytime information, for instance, or if the recording system chops up a single session into multiple video files. In those cases, adjusting the original timing of the video is required for proper analysis. Making these time adjustments is, of course, best done before data is logged, but even afterwards, Interact can shift previously logged time information to match manually adjusted media times. But that is covered in another tutorial. To log daytime information instead of the original video timing during an observation, we need to predefine the required start time in the Multimedia time settings dialog of the corresponding video. Before we go there, notice that the start time of the currently open video displays the default zeros. Clicking the little gear icon at the bottom of the Multimedia window opens the Multimedia time settings dialog. The bottom field of this dialog allows us to define any start time we need. Presuming the recorded session started at 10:05, we enter this value into that field using the default timecode format, like this: 10:05:00:00. To change the start time value for this video. Confirming the changes will result in a question about linking the video reference. No matter what you pick, Interact will enter a file reference on the current set level. Further details on where and how to store these media files to create references as stable as possible are covered in the tutorial Linking Multimedia Files in Interact, so I'll skip that part here. The reference entered on the set level now not only holds the path to the current video, but also the timecode shift information that tells Interact about the required time shift. Make sure you now no longer do open the reference videos manually, but only by double-clicking on existing time information. Otherwise, Interact will not be able to apply the time shift. Also, you can now see that the new start time is displayed within the timer beneath the green Start Observation button. The time information inside the media window will adjust itself the moment you hit play. You see? Because Interact always uses this timer information while logging events, new events will now automatically receive the adjusted time information. This would even allow us to add a calendar date, but that is only useful in specific cases because it makes comparing sessions more difficult. If your recording device chopped your session into multiple media files, this time shift functionality can be used to create a chronological string of events while coding each media file separately, even though originally each recording starts again at 0. In this case, create a set for each media file and link each media file to its set, as explained in the tutorial about linking multimedia files. While doing so, make sure the media files themselves are ordered chronologically by the set's order. We prepared this demo file, which already includes the separate sets and their corresponding file references. You see, the media chunks are linked chronologically to those sets. The reference for the first set doesn't need any adjustment if the session as a whole should start at 0, but we need the end time of this first video to set the start time of the second video. So, double-click a time value in the first set line to open the first video, which, at the same time, also checks if the file reference works okay, and click the Jump to End button to position the video just there. Drag the current time on top of the end time of the first set to save this value. Now, close the first video and double-click the time of the second set to open the corresponding media file. Click the little gear icon to open the Multimedia time setting dialog and enter the end time into the Define Media Start Time field at the bottom of the dialog and add 1 frame while doing so. This ensures a perfect lineup, making the first start time begin on the next frame right after the previous video. Confirm your changes by clicking OK. Because the file itself was already linked, Interact will automatically add the required time shift to that link, you see? Because the media file now starts at the required time, jump to the end of the current media file, then drag the new end time as displayed in the timer into the end time field of the current set to save that value for the next video in line. Continue like before for the next set. Double-click the set to open the media file, click the little gear icon, enter the previous end time plus 1 frame into the define media start time field and confirm with OK. Again, jump to the end of the media file and drag the adjusted end time value from the timer onto the end time of the corresponding set. Repeat those steps until all times are set for each video chunk. Now, all events can be logged chronologically per set, at least if you use the double-click routine to open the referenced video for each set. Do not open any of the linked files any other way because Interact cannot use the time shift information stored in the file reference if the reference is not used. If all observations are made, and all events do indeed start at the required shifted times, we can easily move all events into a single set for final analysis. To do so, switch to the Restructure tab and execute the command events to one dataset. The resulting file looks as if all observations were coded from a single media file, allowing us to analyze the data as a single session as it was supposed to be. We are happy to speed up your research, so watch our other videos to learn more.